Hello, boys and girls. We are ready to read Chapter 3 of Horrible Harry in Room 2B. In Chapter 1, we found out about Harry and Doug because they're best friends and Harry gets in trouble a lot, sneaks snakes into the playground, all that. Chapter 2 was about how he created the little stub people and tried to scare everyone and it didn't work. And then he dressed up like a giant snake for Halloween. And Gabriel told me that was his favorite part. So there is a picture of him as the snake and the teacher looking at him. So that's where we ended. So at the very end of Chapter 2, because Harry took so long getting to school, the teacher said he was going to have to stay after school. And Sydney made fun of him for that. And now the Chapter 3 is called Harry's Triple Revenge. And revenge means you're trying to get somebody back. So we talked about this at the end of Chapter 2. We think that Harry's going to try to get Sydney back. So let's see what happens. Sydney brought a book of bird stickers to room 2B. He said that he had a page of blue jays, a page of robins, and a page of something else. What's the something else? Ida asked. It's a secret, Sydney said, looking at Harry. Harry lowered his eyebrows. So there are the bird stickers. Harry lowered his eyebrows. I know what the other stickers are. Don't you, Doug? I did when I looked at Harry's chair. There was a yellow canary sticker stuck to it. And if you remember back in Chapter 1, Sydney was calling him Canary because that rhymes with Harry. So like Harry, Canary. And canaries are little yellow birds. Sydney laughed. Harry's a canary. Ida and Song Lee tried not to laugh. Harry held up his fist. I knew what he was thinking. Revenge. At noon, we lined up to go to the cafeteria. Harry got his lunchbox down from the shelf. Then he noticed something. A yellow canary sticker was stuck to his lunchbox. This time, Harry held up 2 fists. I knew what that meant. Double revenge. When we got to the cafeteria table, Harry didn't say anything. He just bit into a banana and stared at Sydney. And here is a good illustration of that. You can see Doug is looking at him, and you can see Harry bit into his banana and is very angry. You can see his little fists are clenched. After lunch, our class walked upstairs to the library. Harry went right to the section with books about snakes, slugs, and sea turtles. Mrs. Michelson tapped Harry on the shoulder. I have a new book for you, Harry. Harry turned. You do? Yes, it just came in today. And then she whispered, It's horrible. Harry flashed his white teeth as he looked at the title of the book. Terrible, Tyrannosaurus Rex. Thanks, Mrs. Michelson. You're the best librarian in the world. Mrs. Michelson patted Harry on the head, and then she helped me find a good book on Indians. Harry and I sat down at the reading table and read our books. We didn't think of a canary once. When we went back to room 2B, Harry put his dinosaur book under his lunchbox because he wanted to take it home. But I'll show you a picture of them in the library, and there's Mrs. Michelson, and you can see the Tyrannosaurus Rex book, and then you can see Doug reading about American Indians. At 3 p.m. when the bell rang, we got our jackets, lunch boxes, and books. That was when Harry saw it. ... See those 3 dots? Puts us in suspense. A yellow canary sticker stuck to terrible Tyrannosaurus Rex. Harry was so mad his eyebrows came together. Can you do that? Bring them together. That means you're mad. Harry gritted his teeth. and carefully pulled the canary sticker off the plastic book cover. "This means triple revenge," he growled. At 3:05, Harry spotted Sydney by the big bush. "Wait up," he called. "I want to tell you something." Sydney waited. "I just wanted to shake your hand," Harry said. Sydney scratched his head. "You do?" "Sure. That was a real neat trick you did today. You put a yellow canary sticker on my chair, my lunchbox, and then on my new library book. You're one funny guy." "Well," Sydney replied, "nothing like a good laugh." "Yeah," Harry said, "so I just wanted to shake your hand and let you know how I feel about things." Do you think this is a good idea? Would you shake Horrible Harry's hand? Sydney put out his hand. Harry shook it. "Hey," Sydney said, jerking his hand away and looking at it. "What's this yellow and brown slime in my hand?" Harry made his teeth show as he smiled. It was a slug. "Ah!" Sydney screamed. "I squeezed a slimy slug. Help!" He ran down the sidewalk, shaking his hand in the air. And you can see this is what Sydney yelled. So I tried my best to pronounce it, but you might want to try at home how you think you would say it. It's like, bag! Harry closed his lunchbox. "Well, Doug, a leftover banana packs a lot of power." Can you infer anything from that comment? Was it really a slug, or was it a leftover banana? I think it was a leftover banana. "Especially for triple revenge," I said. Harry wiped his hands on his jeans. "That guy had it coming. You don't fool around with the terrible Tyrannosaurus Rex," he said as he tucked a book under his arm. "Or me." I nodded because it was the horrible truth. And that's the end of chapter 3. But here's a good picture in it. So there's Doug watching. There's Horrible Harry. And there's Sydney. You can see at the crack of the books right down the center is Sydney. So it's hard to see. But he's shaking his hand. And Sydney thinks that they squished a slug. But really, it was just a banana. Next chapter is called Horrible Harry and the Thanksgiving Play. And I have no idea what's happening in that picture, but it makes me very curious to find out. All right, make sure you comment on Google Classroom when you listen to the story so I know. And you can use it for your reading log for Mrs. Dorsey on your ELA slides in her Google Classroom.